What's up, people? You know what time it is. It is Broadmind Special Project, and this is the Chronicles of Construction, the Industry Leaders segment, episode 2. We're here live at the FCDA Garaki for the Nigerian Institute of Architects Abuja Chapter. They have a workshop, and this workshop is tagged Code of Professional Conduct and Ethics. Let's get to see, because we have the industry players, members, stakeholders, and the general public here present. It promises to be an informative, educative time with the NIA ABC. That is the Nigerian Institute of Architects Abuja Chapter. It's your host with the most, MC Flames. We'll see you on the other side.
Okay, so today we have the chapter general meeting, which is the 4th in the series. Also doubles as our CPD program, that's Content Professional Development for Architects, where we educate our members. Also double as our workshop. Today we'll be discussing the NIA Code of Conduct and Ethics. As professionals, we educate our members. You know, every time we have a meeting, we have a keynote speaker today, Architect Umar Karaye, a seasoned professional, will be talking to us on the code of conduct, and we also have panelists that will be doing justice, to that topic. We'll be talking about integrity is key in professional practice, talking about honesty, why we practice, where is the place of competence, capacity building, collaboration, and all of that. Okay, so in Nigeria now, we as architects, we don't want to become an endangered species. The system is very volatile. The construction sector has been bastardized. Every Dick and Harry practice. Okay, so you have money. So your brother is a project manager, your cousin is a builder, and when building collapse, you look for professionals. Professionals are not involved, so we need them to be involved. And when they are involved, we want them to practice as professionals despite all odds. So we talk about integrity, about honesty. How do we swim even in this tide? So all this we'll be discussing, we'll be encouraging them to do what is right. And everybody should come on board. We should stop complaining. You have gone to school to study this profession. You must survive by it, and you must do the right thing no matter what is happening out there. So that's what this workshop is all about. And I hope that at the end of this workshop, our members will go back despite all odds to do the right thing. Looking forward to the system supporting us, so that only professionals that can deliver. We don't just build buildings. It's beyond lines. Is having a sustainable environment where everyone can strive.
As architects, we are interested in the integrity of the profession. Depends on the practice, and the practice is us. So the need for every member, every architect to know how to go about this according to our own professional ethics, because of the integrity of the profession. So we don't take it, it's not a casual thing for us, it's a very serious thing. So that it is not an all-comers affair, and those of us who are practicing, we need to practice according to the ethics that have been laid down according to our constitution and the bylaws of the profession.
Okay, you heard it. Integrity, be professional about what they do. So, sir, to you, in our society today, in Abuja today, what would you say is the challenge that architects have been facing in actually standing by integrity and professionalism in delivering their jobs?
I think one of the major challenges we have is background, the profession, where people that are not registered, but I don't know what architecture is about, the people doing the thing. So you see a lot of things going wrong. You begin to see buildings collapse, here and there, and then you see things are not done the way they're supposed to be done. So you see a lot of things going wrong. So for me, I think that's one of the essence of this program today.
Yes, it's a very good for us to be doing such a meeting regularly. Like we did a meeting like containing the house, how for a civil servant in order to achieve houses. Though mostly this such a meeting we are doing it for younger ones to understand the ethics of the professions. That's why mostly, and also we that were in the profession to be trained and tell the requests to be carried out. That's major achievement of the super trend that is ongoing.
Today is our chapter general meeting, and inside this general meeting today we'll be having the Code of Conduct workshop, where we'll be enlightening members on what it entails, the challenges of practicing architecture, the code and everything. So that's basically what we have here. So usually we have meetings monthly by monthly, depending on, so we have other activities. We usually meet all the architects in Abuja that are registered or not registered, even students, they are part of us. So I also want to use this opportunity to tell us we're having our AGM, annual general meeting, that will be coming up in August also. So usually all the architects in Abuja gather to have meetings, and within the meetings we treat topics to aid and to enlighten us. You know, knowledge is power. So in these meetings we usually have interesting topics to talk about, then workshops to also enlighten us and also brush our heads and keep us abreast of what is happening. That's basically what we're doing.
You've heard it from our madam. Basically, these are the things they do. So one last question before you go, ma. What do you have to say to, what do you have to tell investors, real estate professionals, businessmen, people who want to partner with Nigerian Institute of Architects? What will last word for them to encourage them so that they can get on board?
Honestly, anybody that is a friend of architect has it all, because architects do it in style. We are the special people that also specialize in so many things. Our people that specify us, we actually specify materials on everything. And when an architect conceptualize and designer give you and say this is good and vet your work or vet whatever thing you're doing, then you are top notch. So if you're a friend of an architect, it's a very good sign and a good plus. So you have to do what? You have to be part of us, the moving train. And the moment you interact with us, you are heading somewhere. Because architects, we are a force to be reckoned with.
Quickly, sir, can you tell us so far the journey for you in the profession and NIA at large? How has it been? What's just
It's very interesting. I was with the government. I work as a civil servant. Retired in 2020, and I'm still active, doing one little thing or the other here and there. And I've been supporting the NIA throughout meeting attendance, paying of dues, and if there be anything challenging about the profession, I'm able to get response to it. And in fact, that's one of the reasons why I decided to attend to this program, because it will further help me to have deeper knowledge about code, ethics, and other things.
On behalf of the Abuja Chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, I warmly welcome you to today's workshop, which main theme is upholding professional standards, understanding the NIA Code of Construction Conduct and Ethics.
A rich experience on the practice of the Code of Conduct, and we're going to focus on real solutions to real problems that architects experience in the process of practice.
Code of Professional Conduct and Ethics in architecture serves as a framework for guiding the behavior and decision making of architects and architectural firms. It is the collection of ethical behavior where individuals are expected to respect key moral principles such as honesty and fairness, and to abide by the ethical code and standards of the profession. It is essential for maintaining the integrity of the profession, ensuring the safety and welfare of the public, and upholding the values of sustainability, respect, and fairness. So that is what is called conduct and ethics. What is the importance of this code to the architect in particular? So we have listed some of them, and of course the first one is trust and reputation. You need to build trust and reputation with your client, stakeholders, and the public. By doing this, you are as well promoting the profession and the architecture community. When you talk about client reputations, when you communicate transparently, adhere to contracts, and prioritize the client's best interests, you will build stronger long-term relationships that can lead to repeat businesses and referrals.
It's what shows us what we should do, how we should do it, based on what we know, and the values that we experience amongst ourselves, the things we have said are the groups that we live by. Those have all been encapsulated in the code of conduct, and so it's well on the roadmap to show us what we should do at any time.
We need to understand what that question was saying. An architect should not take a bribe or commission in order to specify a product. Like we want to specify burger paint as against CAPL by taking a commission or a bribe from that company. But if you, as an architect, happens to be a contractor, or you have a project and you want to use any product, you can accept a discount from such a company as a trade discount. A trade discount, like when you have a bulk purchase, you are a reseller, you are a contractor, you buy from a company and you are going to use it for your clients. You can get a discount from such a company so that you can charge the market value to your clients. And if you are an architect, the code does not forbid you from doing such a thing.
Explain to your clients what those kinds of commissions or discounts mean. Will that client look at you as if you are doing something unethical?
And when it comes to approval, it was in Ogun State. Nobody seems to care or ask me about or bother about API. I realized the API is more Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt kind of thing. And it bothers me, and I was wondering, so we don't need it. We don't even need the staff. We don't need all this. So once I see it, and they passed it, and I was surprised. So why are we flogging ourselves up here?
What would you say about the program in total? What's your take home? What did you get from today?
Generally, I loved the program. I loved what they were talking about. My take on it was to understand more on the ethics and the professional conduct, especially for younger architects that are coming up that don't really understand much about it. I feel like they touched on a few controversial topics that us really needed to know about, which was very good. We also got to ask some questions that we had in our minds and in our hearts, and they answered the questions very well and very good. I'm very satisfied with everything that happened today.
So if I may say, as Gen Z, and knowing that the Nigerian Institute of Architects, seeing the very mature ones, what do you think the Gen Zs can bring into the table towards this institution? We bring newer, fresh ideas, newer materials, innovative materials, easier practices. Our methods are going to be different. That's it. Okay, thank you very much. So what would you have to say concerning students that are not yet members that will intend to be members? What do you have to say generally to them?
I feel like we should come together as a collective and try and help ourselves, because if we don't help ourselves, nobody is going to help us. So we need to come together, become members, and unlearn and get better at our profession for the better of society.
So the program was really a great experience. I really enjoyed the program. It was a great session, and it was a great opportunity to be here.
That I really learned a lot of it, especially in my own field as architecture. So there's a lot of things that I experienced, learn about the NIA. I'm really grateful.
keynote speaker, who is architect Usman Karaye, FNI, has really talked about architects' code of conduct, because we've seen a lot of things happening in our society right now that is not supposed to be. And this gathering or this meeting has re-emphasized what we architects ought to do. And the code of conduct has been fully refined, and also some things from our meeting are going to be included. So this is one of the take-homes of what we are going to see in the coming weeks, that they are going to go and reform and do, so that it can help us on what to do and how to carry ourselves as an architect.
Actually, I learned a lot from today. Today was quite informative. I got to hear from a lot of elites, a lot of eggheads, especially in the construction and architecture industry as a whole. So I really learned a lot, and I think this is one program that I want to advise or promote, that everyone in a related field should make sure that they are present in such kind of events, because there is so much. It's so intuitive, it's so informative, and it's very educative for everyone in this field.
The program was great, and even though this is my first time of attending this, and I was encouraged by one of my senior colleague, architect Ahmed Al-Mustafa from the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. So I'm happy to be here for the interaction I have with the new people that I have never met before. I'm also happy as a professional that this has given me an opportunity to interact with the people that I have never met in my life, and I'm still happy with the kind of the lectures I have received today, which I have never received in my own life or in my entire life. During my time, there are some architects.
So as you already know, we architects will go through a long discipline before we arrive where we are. Since from school, from also distant field of practice, so there are so many challenges. All these things we can see it like a minor or something if we can be able to put it into our own distant practice. Like this code of acts and distant conduct is very good for an architect to be able to put it into his daily practice, because we have a lot of so many quirks that are trying to take over our professions, claiming that they are architects or engineers or something like that, which they cannot be able to even interpret this thing very well. As this week, I'm having a similar challenge with a particular project that was handling. They make a suggestion and making some this thing, what do you call it, a kind of abbreviation that is unprofessional. So it's good always for an architect to know ourselves, to know how to practice, and to know how to use colors and alphabet in order to make communication within ourselves. Let's take example like medical doctors. They will just make some nonsense right up, but their colleagues, they know what they are saying, they understand it very well. So it's good for us to even if we know it, a knowledge cannot be a knowledge when you apply it. That is what I can say briefly concerning. The main challenges that we are facing is the interference of government into the practicing of architecture. Like now, the government should cooperate with us well, should make all the architects that are actual professionals that go to schools to be registered, so that we know ourselves when we come to practice. Like now, when we talk about like development control, sometimes you will make a design to go for approval. After some little times or some brief of time, they come and reject it. While some people will come up with something that is not even reasonable, and they violate the rules. And also the government parastatals will come and approve it that way, which is not good that way. And also there is so many nice and sustainable designs that we have here in Abuja. Government refused to do it, but they put politics into it and picks the one that are not up to standard and work with. What we are calling for government, since from the school from our students from the universities. Let's give them a chance to be practicing what they learn. So in the times that even in the colleges and universities, they should be using students' project to make it become into reality. Like when we look about the major architects that we have around the world, like Zaha Hadid, what she does a very good work, and they gave her opportunity to practice it all over the world, and it make him become a successful. But we architects, we only think, we only visualize, but they cannot put it into reality. And we have some another problems when we come, we say that okay, this shape cannot go like this, the expansion, there is limitation. No, so architects should not be limited. They should allow us to practice well. They should allow our dreams and our imaginations come to reality. That is my view to the government. Let's explore, let's allow the way you see Burj Al Arab is Dubai, other places around the world, pyramids, this and that. So let's allow us to practice well.
It's been an amazing time right here at the FCDA Garki. Of course, we just ended the session on the Code of Conduct Practices for the Nigerian Institute of Architects Abuja Chapter. This program has been brought to you by our very amazing partners and supporters. Broadmind Special Project is the brain behind this, and we want to say a big thank you to CYFT. We want to also say a big shout out to Reform Group. Shout out to our very own Nigerian Institute of Architects Abuja Chapter for putting all of this in place and for making us have this amazing moment. Please and please, if you like what you see, even if you don't like what you see, you should like what you see, because what you see here is information, education, and so much more. It is the just concluded Industry Leaders segment, episode 2 of Broadmind Special Project of the Chronicles of Construction. Please contact us on the number showing on your screen for sponsorship and advert placement or whatever form of information you want to get, and kindly turn on your notification button while you follow us on all social media platforms. On YouTube it is the Chronicles of Construction, on Facebook it is Broadmind Special Project BNG, on Instagram it is Broadmind SPL, on TikTok it is Broadmind.special. Please follow us on all the social media platforms and get more information, more entertainment, and more about the Chronicles of Construction. Don't forget the act of building, the soul of storytelling. Peace out.